This is Proverbs 22 and verse 3. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. But the simple pass on and are punished, the simple of the nation of Israel. Right? You so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, you're the simple. But first and foremost, we give all praise and glories to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kadash, and double honors the elder apostles, elder bishops, a great meal, so went this truth from. And peace and salutation, O full elect, where it may be in the forms of the earth. Honor brother Kwam Kabar come back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakadash. Say Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. All blessings go to the Heavenly Father, Abba Nawa, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakah Kadash. And once again, double honors to elder apostles, elder bishop, a great meal, so I want the truth from. And peace and salutation to the hopeful elect, whoever may be in the forms of the earth. And the brother Kwam Gabar coming back with another lesson to edify the body. Yahweh Shema Shai, the house of David, Lord's will is edifying through the Spirit. And the title of the lesson is either shit is about to hit the fan, shit is hitting the fan, the writings on the wall, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. That's the title of the lesson. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, because the writings on the wall, right? You see, the brother channel's Hopeful Elect 3, and I haven't even watched the video, but I wanted to show you this video that the brother, you see that, right? You see what Trump and braids, being not a Jew, over Lebanon asking, what the F are you doing? And we know everything's staged. Everything's going digital. Everything is going to this society that we live in is dwindling. All right, it's dwindling. It's dwindling, day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, week by week, month by month, year by year. Right, but I wanted to show you this video that this lady, that the brother Gabar, right, posted on the WhatsApp. And I don't have TikTok, I'm not gonna play the video, but it says Casey Branson, and I'm just gonna give you a backdrop of it. You can go and watch it if you have TikTok. She lives in a neighborhood. She lives in a city, a town, and I'm in Babylon the Great, and this gentleman was telling her he's official. He's an official, right? Not a process. He's not he knows what's going on, right? He knows the state of how things are getting ready to go. And he said, this is the best place for me to be. Because he said shit is getting ready to hit the fucking fan. Right? So the water Yahweh Shema Shai, that all these things are coming to pass. Right? The vision is Jeffrey. Let's get that really quick. Let's go to Habakkuk 2 in verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for it. Right? Wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And it's not tarrying. These prophecies are like dominoes. Right? Everything is lining up. Everything's already lined up. And the Lord already just pushed the first domino down. Right? These are the beginning of sorrows. Jacob's trouble. A time like never before. Daniel's 12:1. Matthew's 21 and 22. Right? For great tribulations, right? For the elect's sake. The Lord shortened the days for the elect's sake. right? Everyone's waxing worse. Everyone's languishing. Everyone's perplexed. The Wadi Abashimo Shai by Hashem Kadash, that we have the Lord will do nothing but reveal his secrets to the servants, the prophets, so forth and so on. So let's grab another precept that I wanted to grab. Let's go to Psalms. I'm just rolling in the spirit. I have nothing lined up, but just going through this, going with the spirit. The spirit is going to feed me to bring out this lesson, Lord willing. Right? This is Psalms. It's a prayer of David, right? It's a prayer of David, which is a prayer of the elect, the house of David. Let's go to Psalms 17 and verse 13. Arise, O Lord Yahweh. Ba'ashemel shall disappoint him, cast him down. Deliver my soul, our soul, from the wicked, which is thy sword, because we understand through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? The Lord will do nothing, reveal his secrets to the servants of prophets. We know who the wicked is, Esau, Edom, right? The wicked is Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked, right? Then he covered the faces of the judges thereof, right? Malachi 1 and 4, right? Let's go to Malachi 1 and 4. So I won't butcher it, but let's just go to Malachi 1 and verse 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. They returned what? Back into power, right? After 1,000 years in the bottomless pit, right? When Israel was ruling in Europe, Rome, right? Spain, right? For 1,000 years, from 400 BC to 1300 BC, 1400 BC, when they came back into power, right? Because the Esau Edom is ruling. He's ruling now what? In his little season. This is a little season to rule. And look how much from 1492, from 1400 to 2026, right? Which is what? Approximately 600 plus years. Look how, in 600 plus years, look how much he has destroyed the earth. Look how much he's destroyed the earth. Right? Look what he's done to the earth. Right? It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said Yahweh Shemel of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Bahashim shall have indignation forever. So Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hated. And Jake and Esau is getting ready to show his horns. He's showing his horns, right? Let's go to Revelations 12 and verse 12, because these scriptures keep coming out every single day, because we're in that time. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. We're in a time of uproars of the people in the world. Egyptians fighting against the Egyptians, right? World powers fighting against each other. We understand that Esau, Edom, the Amalek, right? The Amalekites, the top seed of Esau, the Chaldeans, they're the ones that are behind the scenes, making the moves, because they have the earth at their fingertips. So the Lord is getting ready to He's getting ready to take this man out of power. He's taking this man slowly out of power. right? 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, right? The man of sin is being revealed by the Spirit of the Lord's mouth. The prophets. Start with the elder apostles, Elder Bishop Great Millstone, and their elders. You see? It says, therefore, this is Revelation 12 and 12. Right? Therefore, rejoice, ye heavens. Right? Let's go to the reason why we're rejoicing, because Yahweh Shai told us, repent, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Let's go to Matthew 6 and 33. That just popped in my mind as I was thinking about the kingdom of heaven. Right? This is St. Matthew 6 and verse 33. But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you, added unto us. Because we know that this is for this place to be, for the kingdom of heaven to be established here on earth as it is in heaven. The Lord Yahweh Shai has to destroy these kingdoms to set up his kingdom. He's getting ready to take all these crowns and put up on his head. Right? And only the elect, the 144,000 men, women, and children, only looking for Yahweh Shai's return. And everyone else were born in vain. They were born to die. They were just extras in Yahweh Shai's movie. Right? But seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, kingdom of Yahweh, Bahashim Shai, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That's why we're not phased, because we have the wisdom and understanding. We know what's going on. Thank the Lord that we know what's going on out here. You know, the prophets are subject to the prophets. If you're a prophet back then, you're a prophet today. If you're a false prophet back then, you're a false prophet today. That's how the Lord set everything up. You see? Things are getting ready to hit. Shit is hitting the fan. Right? Everyone's shit is hitting the fan. All their shit that they put out in the earth is coming right back to them. Right? Thank the Lord that the Lord, Yahweh Shai, you know, his blood covers us. Right? His blood covers the elect, because Sophia, wisdom, knowledge, understanding, is on the door, is the door of our mind. The front door, the back door, the side door, the windows. Right? We're constantly praying to the Lord, never take the Holy Spirit from us, man. You see? But seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. That's the reason why now we can rejoice, because we know that Esau's kingdom is coming to an end. But he's not going to go down lightly. He's not going to just turn over the keys. He's going to go out with a bang. Truly a bang. Right? We know that he's coming, that all these things are coming to an end. You know, the fourth industrial revolution, the technocracy, the implantable chips in your right hand, on your foreheads. You know, everything, every city, right? Every state, every country is going to has data centers. You know, over 5,400 data centers in America alone, and counting. But worldwide, the brother out there the elder out there in North Carolina, Elder Arar, he did a video. Look, he said how many data centers are in worldwide, and it said 11,800 data centers. So, you know, that's why you have all these tower centers. I mean towers. You know, these 5G towers, 6G towers, because everything's going digital. This is Rome 2.0. We're at the end of this world, end of this society, the end of this age. The Lord said, "Rise and depart, for this is not our rest." You see? So let's go to it. Let's go to Revelations 12 and 12 again. And it reads, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, the elect of the nation of Israel, and ye that dwell therein. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, the self-proclaimed white man, the slanderer, the liar, the false accuser, that's the devil, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he has but a short time. The vision is yet for an appointed time. But the end shall speak and not lie, though it tarry, wait for." We're waiting for what? The Lord said, "Wait upon me until I rise up to the prey." You see, we're waiting on the Lord's return, the Lord's call, right? When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Lord is going to lift up a standard, right? It goes into what? Spiritual powers, goes into being invisible, goes into a lot of everything that the Lord is going to do for us in this time. And you know, man, in the day of that power, they're gonna want to switch roles, you know, because everyone is gonna want protection. Our protection is Yahweh B'Shem Shai. That's why Isaiah 4 and 1 is knocking, kicking down the door, knocking down buildings, because there's 7 women to 1 man, but it's more than that in this day and age, because there's 8.5 billion people on our earth, right? And Esau Edom wants to get rid of 8 billion, right? He wants to maintain humanity, the Georgia Guidestones, right, to 500 million. So what are you going to do with the 8? What are you going to do with the 8 billion people? You're just going to have to get rid of them, some way, shape, or form. And the Lord knows how everyone's going to get to be judged in this time. Lord, when we're of the elect in this time. You see, because we're going to need Yahweh B'Shem Shai to deliver us from the wicked man, the evil man, Esau Edom, right? So let's close out with shit is getting ready to hit the fucking fan. Shit is hitting the fan. You know? This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 17, because this keeps coming up every day, every single day. These scriptures keep coming out every day because we're in that time, and we're warning our people. And we know that only the elect is going to return to the Lord, but 2/3 are not going to you're not going to enter into the Lord's rest. And this go around, only the elect is. It says the beginning of sorrows. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 18. The beginning of sorrows, beginning of mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The powers is the elites, right? Of the Edomites, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Oppenheimers, right? All these they're about to get it, man. The Lord's coming back for them, right? Because they're gonna stand when the Lord cracks them clouds. That's when They're going to stop fighting each other in World War III, and the Lord's going to put the Spirit on them to fight them, but they're not going to want to fight the Lord. But the Lord's going to put the Spirit on them to fight Him. And the Lord's not coming back in His fleshly body. He's coming back in His angelic body. He's not going to meet them as a man, pursuant to Isaiah 47, verse 3. It says, the beginning of sorrows, the beginning of mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, right? The beginning of evils means breaks down to bad times. What shall I do when these evils, bad times shall come? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Right? But for all these things they shall not turn from the wickedness. Talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Nor be always mindful of the scourges, the corrections. But victuals shall be so cheap upon earth. That was back during 2020, before 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016. You see where I'm going? But since 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, we're in the second half. We're in the ending half of the first half of 2026. It's June. Ain't no microchips. It's June 2nd. We're getting ready to get done with the first half of the beginning of sorrows, and it's just going to escalate. Right? Behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth, not no more, not anymore. They shall think themselves to be in a good case, because society is still intact. Because you're able to, even though it costs more money at the pump, at the grocery store, you know, your electricity bill, your taxes, your insurance, right? You're scraping by. You know, you're scraping by. You get paid on, on whatever day you get paid on. Most people get paid on Friday, right? And then by Monday, your money's gone, because you gotta worry about getting groceries, and when you go to the grocery store, because I work at a grocery store. I've been working at a grocery store for a long time, and since 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026 has gotten more expensive. Right? For 3 bags of groceries, it's $175, $200. And when you see people's faces, like, God damn. But they have no choice. Right? They're going to skip out on what? Paying an electricity bill, paying their, now everyone's starting to feel how we felt. Us Israelites, we always were on crunch time. We always late on our payments. Unless you were, you got unless you got the consolation prize on this side. We're waiting for our consolation on the next side. Right? It says, behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth. They shall think themselves to be in a good case, not anymore. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth. Even then, evils, bad times shall grow upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. Because this is Babylon the Great, aka Mirror, it was set up to confuse the whole earth, confuse the nation of Israel, to confuse everyone. Right? This is Babylon the Great, which means Babal means in the Hebrew means confusion. Right? Great confusion. So let's jump down to verse 35 through 40. It says, now hear these words and understand them, ye servants of Yahweh Bashem, the elect of Yahweh Bashem Shai. Behold, the word of Yahweh Bashem shall receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh. Behold, the plagues draw nigh. Behold, the plagues draw nigh. The beginning of sorrows. And are not slack concerning the, or not slack, or not slack, as women in the ninth month, as women in the, Salaki, I'm reading too fast. I'm just excited. I'm just, because, this is, it's the greatest time to be alive. And this is the time where Yahweh Shai is getting ready to bring the kingdom to Israel. Because the disciples were asking, well, is this the time that you're going to bring the kingdom of heaven to Israel? Because Yahweh Shai is on the scene. And he said, no. And we had to go right back into captivity. We had to go right back into captivity, slavery, and lose our heritage and lose our ways. But in the land of the captivity, they should remember themselves. We are remembering ourselves. You see, the Wadi Habashim Shai, that we are remembering ourselves. You see, as woman with child in the ninth month bring forth her son, within 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains can pass her womb. Which pains, when the child come forth, they slack not a moment. They slack not a moment. They're not. So this is every day since 2026, 2025, 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020, April 2020, it just got extremely worse. It's not slack. It's not slack. Right? They slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. O my people, hear my word. Make you ready to the battle, because Yahweh Shai comes in the volume of the book is written of him, written of me, of Yahweh Shai, right? O my people, the elect, Israel, Yasha Allah, Prince of the powers, hear my word, make you ready to the battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. You see? We got to let everything go in a moment, in a twinkle. We got to let everything go. Right? Like the quote that brothers bring out in Heat on I think Al Pacino or Robert De Niro said, if you can't leave something in 30 seconds, you weren't meant to have it. You weren't meant to get it in so many words. That's why the Lord said, rising to depart, for this is not our rest. It will destroy you. Let's get that really quick, because I don't like to butcher nothing. Salaki for butchering it. So Micah 2 and verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. And that sword destruction is what? The missiles. You don't want to be caught. You don't want to be destroyed. We don't want to be destroyed by Yahweh Shai. Be spewed out of his mouth. The false prophets are going to be beat with many stripes. And Lord, when we're not, false prophet. Lord, when I'm not a false prophet. That's a fearful thing, to fall into the hands of living power. That's why, we're doing what we were commanded to do. was to fear the Lord and keep his commandments. See? So with that, Lord's willing to be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Harakahakadash. And once again, double honor to elder apostles and the bishop, great millstone, where let this truth from. Peace and mercy, hope for elect. Shalom, 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 shalom.